to my video today. As you can probably see by the thumbnail, I'm going to be reviewing 2 medical cannabis strains. One I've already had before, but I'm going to throw it in there again because it's got some other things to say about it. And a new one, both by Montu Pharmacy. This is Atomic Sour Grapefruit by Peace Naturals and Aurora's Pink Desiel. The Aurora's Pink Desiel is 31% THC minus about 1% CBD, and the Peace Naturals Atomic Sour Grapefruit is 30% THC and again about 1% minus 1% CBD. Now these things are rough, so they say like lab tests, and the lab test on this is about 28.15, so you know there's about 2% in it really. Sometimes I've had it and it's been 31%, so you know it swings in circles. But as a standard now, I've kind of come to the conclusion that as a standard medication, flower anyway, is Peace Naturals Atomic Sour Grapefruit. I've definitely put in for like 40 G's of that as just a nice, it's a nice smoke. It's got the most like relaxing grapefruit kind of scent going through it all the time, especially when you just kind of smell it right here. The buds themselves as well, like, I mean I've smoked most of this one to be fair, but I can tell you and kind of give you an idea that the buds in this one, they're pretty chunky, you know, and they're not dry either. They're dry, but they feel like they've been naturally dried and not really crisp or anything, but still dry, you know. And there's no, when it grinds up or even just pulling it apart, it's really easy to do, and it doesn't crumble into your hands and everything else. Like I say, it's kind of a nice smell of grapefruit. What I was thinking just then is like I've had another strain before where it's almost like a I wouldn't say bud rot, but on the verge of almost this rotting kind of flavour of grapefruit in others, not Peace Naturals anyway. But this one is just perfect. So I've gone back with that you know, every time really. This Pink Desiel, it's almost very similar. Like I'm not going to say it's grapefruit, but there's a fruity kind of almost pink grapefruit kind of scent to it, kind of especially after kind of going with this Peace Naturals. This one, they complement each other massively, and again never fail on Aurora's 31% as well. Again, this probably would come in at a lab test of about 29, given what I just said about variations in percentage. But this one's slightly drier, but again, really easy to not like bone crisp. You know, I find that Auroras are slightly drier than Peace Naturals, but the buds are quite plentiful. I can show you these. You can see down there, like yeah, nice little chunks, nice little nuggets, not shy at all, and 10 gram standard 10 gram pouches. So again, another one I've gone stuck to for about 30-40 G's is Aurora's Pink Grapefruit. I always go with, I guess, cannabis strains that have this fruit like scent really. I mean, I've had different variations. I think cookies and cream was kind of nice, but again there's almost this sugary sweet fruit kind of scent to it, right, which is very kind of similar with that too. So definitely my favourite. I've found another one at the moment. It's a 25% indica hybrid fire OG. We had to kind of try that. I've heard some good things about that one. It's only 25%, but that comes as like 15 G's. So probably when that comes in, got like 30 G's of that. When that comes in, I'll probably do a review on that one, and yeah, see how that goes. So anyway, I'm going to roll up with a couple of joints, probably one of each at the moment, and or maybe I have been rolling what I call a tutti frutti spliff with these, and putting them, as I said, because they kind of complement each other, putting a bit of one and the other in there, like the terpenes and the flavors kind of marry each other really well. It doesn't always work when you mix different strains. I've mixed them before and it's kind of killed it, kind of thing. And you know, my preferred method is smoking it in a spliff, kind of thing. So I mean, people say, you know, vaping it, and I know the benefits of vaping it. You don't smell it. I like the smell, to be fair. I like the smell of smoking a spliff. I like the smell of the aroma of it. Also, I'm not chugging on a joint all the time. Like, you know, sometimes I am, but you know, in one go. Like, I might leave it there, get back on my Mac, do some work, or get some editing, something else being done, and have a joint there. I find if I was to vape it, I'm just going off on this one, then I would have to keep reloading it every time. I know I'd get a fair few hits out of it, which I do, but it still is a preference to have this joint, you know. And I know you're burning it at a certain temperature, and I'm very aware of all these things. I'm just kind of slowly drifting past some of the comments people have said, and it's still my preferred method. So, you know, you do you. The day, I'm not doing anything illegal. If you really check the law, how you take your medication is completely up to you. I have to kind of drill this over again in this video because some people don't really seem to get that you know, illegal use of medication and all that. It's not, absolutely not. To vape it is the preferred method because there's no odor, but it's not illegal, and there's no, if you were to just smoke a spliff outside, as long as you got your paperwork and you can prove it's medical cannabis, you're not doing any problems at all. And this has come from various different police sources that I've checked with, and I advise you to check with your local police source too, you know, because most of the time they won't even tell you. You'll have to go to a physician, probably at your pharmacy, and they will say, you know, it's advised to smoke through vaporization, vaporize it, but it's not illegal. How you take your medication is, it's not illegal. Yeah. Smoking this outside and about will definitely give this fruity aroma, and I don't think that's a bad thing compared to some of the things that you do smell out and about. I live in the countryside and there's a lot of manure going around at the moment, so to smell this while you're walking down the street is definitely not a bad thing. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, I'm going to roll up a joint and I'm back in a moment. As I said, my preferred method is joint, and this is Elskin, and this is actually a mixed pure. I don't mix anything with my joints. Sometimes it needs a little extra burning, but just blow it. I can just get it burning again. It might side burn. They call it side burning down there. I'm not fussed. You know what I mean? Like, again, it's down to you, yourself, and I. You're not hurting anybody. You know yourself. You do you. What I was going to say though is the weed, cannabis, bud, flower, whatever you want to call it, that I review on my channel, I'm only going to do stuff that works, basically. And what I mean by that is good stuff. You know what I mean? I've been smoking cannabis for years. I know various different strains, so many, really. I can tell you loads that are bad, and I'm not just going to bore you with them. Literally, if you come to my channel, if you see any kind of reviews on here, then you know it's because this is top-notch stuff. I mean, like, I'm not going to mess around with that. This is 10 grams for £8.50 a gram, so what's that, 85 quid? That's standard, really, in my mind, and that's 31% THC. That's usually the highest you can get at the moment. Not that I'm chasing the high, no pun intended, in any sense, but I know the kind of quality of bud that comes with a higher strain. Not to say that you don't get some really good buds with lower THC, of course you do, and I've had many over the years that are probably really good, even some that are like 18% at different times for different uses, and knowing yourself throughout the day and maybe different moments for whenever you want to medicate for whatever reason, different percentages of completely valid. I mean, but for me, I'm going with 25% and higher. So really, the next one would be probably Fire OG if it's a good one. If it's a bad one, I'll probably just leave it and just stick with what's good, because my channel, like I say, it's not really about my cannabis. It's about me and the stuff that I do, and that was also about my music, my spiritual chats, and all kinds of things on there. Check it all out. Really, I think it kind of builds a bigger picture with yourself when you open up a little bit, even about these subjects, reviewing or not. It makes people go, oh, I didn't know that about you, or whatever. Yeah, my channel is massively just elements of me, and this is kind of something I smoke every day, right, most of the time anyway. When I talk about it, and then it helps people at the very least when they're buying stuff, knowing that what they're buying is not going to be a waste of money, because let's face it, this stuff isn't cheap if you're buying it, and when you're getting it through the post, you can't, it's not like I say with a lot of people when they've grown up smoking cannabis or whatever, they've got it off their friend, they smoked a little bit, they know that stuff's good, so they bought this and whatever, you know what I mean? You almost tried before you buy kind of thing. How to judge your weed. You're not going to get bad weed because your mates bought that one off that person before and all this kind of thing. This is how we are in this day. We're on medical cannabis. You don't have your mates to talk to, you have people that have other patients that have bought their weed, and that's the only way to really make a judgment, is to go, what's this like? This looks good. I think it's good, but let's check it out. I mean, let's see if it is really good. Let's see who else has smoked it, and if I'm on their wavelength, then I know that's going to work for me too. Hopefully, if I'm on one of you guys' wavelength, then you know when you read the review, oh, that's going to work for me too. But again, taste is everything, and you might get down to it and you go, that atomic sour grapefruit, that was nasty, but it definitely isn't for me. You know what I mean? Same with the pink diesel. My two variants this month definitely are Atomic Sour Grapefruit by Peace Naturals and Aurora's pink diesel. Definitely worth the money. I wouldn't say $8.50 a gram is expensive. I know there's bud out there from the Monty Pharmacy that's more expensive. I haven't really never felt the need to really go that high up, purely because I see the percentage on a lot of them and I go, that's like 22% for like 100 quid. I don't see in my mind how that's good. Maybe that's because I've got a kind of high tolerance. I don't feel that's going to work for me. But you know, I'm open. If you tried some of these buds that are like 100 quid, 115, £10 from whatever clinic you're at a lower percentage, and you think they're really good, let me know. Put them in the comments. You know what I mean? I want to hear about stuff like that, because it will entice me to suddenly go, fuck it, maybe I'll buy this and give it a go and see what that's like. You know, not to say prove me wrong, but show me a different angle. I mean, because I'm definitely open to suddenly go, actually maybe this isn't the way. These are the higher percentage ones. Maybe I need to go down this strange. But I definitely think, for me, as a favourite, whatever percentage it is, it's got to be some sort of fruit scent grade to it. There is one out there called Cherry Punch, I think it is, which I thought I'd like, but didn't actually like it because it got a very, I don't know, it felt weak. That's what it felt. It felt like a weak strain with a cherry scent, like it was almost teasing you into being something bigger than it was. That's what I felt the Cherry Punch was. Like the punch was, well, it's not that good. The smell was better. Yeah, swings and circles. Anyway, comment, subscribe, send your comments below. I will respond, but you know, keep it calm, keep it nice, keep it peaceful, people. And also check out my music. I'm available on Spotify, Niall Alexander, #thebeatpoetuk. My latest single, Behind My Own Fight, featuring Anya Jenkins, as featured on BBC Radio Introducing last month as well, so check that out. Music video in my list below. Take it easy, people. Enjoy. Big love.